Hi, is this Mr. Robert Hargrove?
Yeah, speaking.
Mr. Hargrove, this is Peter Johnson with Coinbase Fraud Prevention. I'm calling regarding a security alert on your account. We've identified a login attempt from Lagos, Nigeria about 17 minutes ago.
This is called a social engineering call, and it's not what it seems. This isn't fraud prevention. This is the fraud. And the man calling? He's not named Peter. He's a scammer who goes by the alias Paranoia, working under a New York-based social engineer named Christian Neves, known online as Day2. And this was the first step in a methodical fraud. Christian Neves runs a small New York-based call center group. He isn't just the boss, he is also one of the callers. The crew's specialty is social engineering, tricking wealthy Coinbase users into setting up wallets on phishing sites with compromised seed phrases. They don't need to force their way in. They just make you open the door yourself. Using a custom control panel, the team coordinates calls and monitors progress, tracking which victims can be compromised and when to push for the next move. The crew is a mix of young adults in their early 20s. Some are college dropouts, while others worked regular 9-to-5 jobs. But on the phone, they transform into cold, calculating operators, trained to sound calm and professional. Together, they've scammed more than 30 Coinbase users, stealing over $4 million in total.
For reassurance, my name is Charlie. I'm giving you a brief call from the Coinbase People's Operations Department here today. Again, my name is Charlie. I already asked how you were. Just for reassurance, so the reason why we would be giving you a call here today is, obviously for one, you received an automated message here from Coinbase, just calling regarding to some device activity. For two, you quite frankly press 1. Hence for the initiation of this phone call here today. Now, just for reassurance on your end again, does that sound familiar to you? Not really? It's good to know. Now, obviously, again, that's the reason I'm just giving you a call. Now, on top of that, just regarding to the email on file, I don't know if I'm allowed to read this out to you, but I'll quite frankly do it anyways. Jonathan is at coin23@gmail. He supposedly notified us via a phone call back to our support team 30 minutes ago prior to this one, stating that you wanted to supposedly change your name on your Coinbase account, and on top of that, you also wanted to update some billing information on file. However, I didn't notice any sort of withdrawals or anything like that as that time being from when you received that phone call, and
This is an automated call, Day2 recorded. He then sends it to a person out of his database, filled with wealthy Coinbase users, all waiting to be the call center's next target. This automated message is supposed to divide those people in the list that would fall for the scam from those who wouldn't. If it is someone who actually believes that his Coinbase account is getting hacked, he would press 1, and with that, tell Day2 and his crew they should call him manually and play out the social engineering. So, the process of stealing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, from unsuspecting people becomes even easier. You already know who is worth calling. Now, about the control panel. Where do Day2, Paranoia, and the other members even get these databases from? No way Coinbase just gives you access to lists of its users and their balances, right? No. The crew and others like them probably buy those databases from third-party hackers. Their prices can go up to the hundreds of thousands, but if they can steal millions through them, it's worth it. Once the target has fallen into the trap, a manual call from the support staff arrives. Day2's aim during this call is simple but ruthless. Get the victim to set up a Coinbase wallet, presented as a way to keep their money away from the original account, using a compromised seed phrase, a backdoor that lets them drain the victim's wallet. Using their talking skills, the social engineering scammers put pressure on you, making you think in a hurry, worried that with every second you might lose all your funds. And so, you start doing whatever they tell you to, without thinking twice. The thing is that crypto wallets don't rely on passwords that much. They use seed phrases, strings of randomly generated words, most often 12, that unlock full access. Once a scammer convinces you to enter your seed phrase on a fake site they set up, it's game over. They own all your crypto, but that's not all. Oftentimes, social engineers will gather other information too. Breaching into your Google Authenticator can give them access to all of your exchanges, not just Coinbase. If they get your Gmail password, they can go through all your personal information and eventually do more harm. If they want, they can destroy your whole life without doing anything other than being convincing. You were the one who trusted them. Around 6 p.m. on the 26th of November, 2024, Paranoia is in Discord, together with Day2 and other members of the crew. He just carried out one of the crew's largest single hits, social engineering $240,000 worth of Bitcoin from a Coinbase user, who we are going to call Robert Hargrove.
Mr. Hargrove, this is Peter Johnson with Coinbase Fraud Prevention. I'm calling regarding a security alert on your account. We've identified a login attempt from Lagos, Nigeria, about 17 minutes ago. Did you authorize that?
No, absolutely not. I haven't logged in since this morning.
That's what we thought. We've already locked the session and placed your account under temporary review. I'm going to walk you through a verification and temporary vaulting protocol to protect your assets while we complete the investigation.
Vaulting protocol?
Yes, sir. It's a standard Coinbase procedure. We temporarily transfer your funds to a cold storage wallet under your name, then return them once the investigation clears. This prevents any potential unauthorized withdrawals.
Okay, I'm concerned. I've got a line there.
I understand. According to your account, you're holding approximately 2.6 Bitcoin, around $240,000. That's why we're acting fast. We've already flagged this suspicious session, and now we'll move to safeguard your assets.
What do you need from me?
First, we need to send you a secure Coinbase session link. It'll arrive at the number ending in 4155. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. I've just triggered that now. Please open it. You'll see a recovery mode login screen. Go ahead and sign in with your usual credentials.
Okay, I see it. It looks like a Coinbase recovery session, right?
That's the one. Please log in as usual. We're watching the session on our end to verify real-time activity. Got it. Thank you. You're in. I'm now going to update the API key on your account and generate a temporary vault address. In the next 30 seconds, you'll receive a two-factor authentication request. That's to authorize the vault transfer. Please confirm it when it arrives.
1 second. Okay, code just came in. Do I give that to you?
No need. Just enter it into your Coinbase prompt. That confirms the sweep. Excellent. Vault transfer is processing now.
How long will the funds be out of my account?
No more than 48 hours. You'll receive 2 emails. One confirming the fraud report and one confirming the return of funds.
Okay, it just seems a bit fast.
I know it's scary, but timing is key. If you hadn't picked up this call, there was a 90% chance of full asset loss. We caught this just in time.
I appreciate your help, ma'am. You said your name was Peter Johnson?
Yes, sir.
And your employee number?
9037442C.
Okay, man. Can you email me something confirming all this?
Absolutely. You'll get a confirmation from support@coinbase.com shortly.
That's a real domain, right?
Yes, sir. We don't use byte.net or anything like that. We only send secure messages from coinbase.com.
Okay, thank you again. That's a lot of money to lose.
Don't worry, sir. You're protected.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
But while Mr. Hargrove thought his money was being vaulted for safekeeping, on the other side of the screen, Paranoia was already watching it land in his wallet. Every step in the conversation had a hidden purpose. Paranoia wasn't verifying anything. He was executing a playbook. When Mr. Hargrove opened the Coinbase recovery session link, he didn't know it was a fake. The site looked real, but it was a near-perfect clone hosted on a spoofed domain. By logging in, he handed over his credentials. And the two-factor authentication prompt? That wasn't for security. It was for permission. By entering the code, Mr. Hargrove unknowingly approved a transfer, not to a vault, but to a wallet Paranoia controlled. Paranoia didn't need to bypass any encryption or write a single line of malicious code. He got everything he needed by sounding calm, professional, and just worried enough. The fake employee number, the spoofed Coinbase email, the confidence in his voice, it all created an illusion of trust. Within minutes of hanging up the phone, the wallet was emptied. The Bitcoin was already in motion, with investigator Zach XBT tracing the $240,000 being split 3 different ways. Most of it was converted to the Monero currency, famous for its privacy and often used by hackers to launder stolen crypto. But a portion was deposited into Rubit, an online crypto casino. This is an important detail that we will cover later in the video. Even if someone had traced the money in time, it would have probably been too late to do anything. The $240,000 were gone forever, and Paranoia was already back in Discord, telling Day 2 about the hit. That's the thing about social engineering scams. You can hardly find where your crypto went, and even if you do, there might be no actions taken. Because in reality, you willingly gave your money away. The people on the other side of the phone just set you up. This is why in our private community, we have made a video focusing on some of the largest social engineering scams that left a lot of people robbed off their fortunes, even including the Shark Tank investor, Mark Cuban. The hours of research put into it will help you learn about how to protect yourself and about some of the smartest ways scammers have stolen millions of dollars. To watch the exclusive video, click the first link in the description and join our community. You'll also receive access to weekly untold cases and the latest crime news. This is the chance for you to truly become a detective by completing our mini courses and watching the criminal psychology breakdowns while being part of a community that is committed to knowing and sharing the truth. Day 2 and his crew took a lot of money, but you can't just steal $4 million in crypto and keep it. Not unless you know how to clean it. Well, they did. They'd start with Bitcoin, freshly ripped from a victim's wallet. Then, without hesitation, they'd swap it for Ethereum. From there, it would become Litecoin, and finally, Monero, the black hole of crypto. Monero isn't just private, it's built to disappear. But they didn't just do it once, they did it in layers. Each swap broke the trail. Each new coin meant new blockchain and new headaches for investigators. Now imagine this. You've got a suitcase full of marked bills. Instead of handing it to one guy, you split it into 50 stacks, toss each to a different stranger on the street, and tell them to exchange it for something else. 10K would be split into 5 transfers of 2K. 80K broken down into 16. The faster the coins moved across wallets and exchanges, the harder it was for chain analysts to catch up. Investigators would log one wallet, and by the time they traced it, the funds were already 2 chains away, fragmented across 5 currencies, and swapped back again. But instant exchanges weren't the only trick in their playbook. They had another method. DoorDash. Yeah, they were laundering stolen crypto through food delivery apps. Here's how it worked. The crew would use compromised Coinbase accounts to fund DoorDash orders, sometimes hundreds of dollars at a time. Meals, groceries, even gift cards. Then, they'd flip entire accounts to middlemen who'd buy them at a discount and use them for their own orders. And because it looked like a regular food purchase, no fraud alarms were triggered. After all, who suspects money laundering when it's hidden inside a chicken sandwich? There were no blockchain analysts tracing burger orders, no automated alerts catching $70 grocery runs. It didn't clean millions, but it cleaned enough to pay for burner phones, enough to fund casino deposits. There were no offshore accounts or shady banks, just crypto, chaos, and chicken wings. It starts like every crypto heist story does. Cars, watches, clothes, and everything in between. But for Day 2, the money didn't just change his lifestyle. Just recently, he bought a brand new black Corvette C8 with the stolen funds. He slapped a custom sticker on the side with his Instagram handle, a flex so reckless it practically begged to be investigated. Then came the nightlife. The next morning, no one really remembers how the night ended. Friends say he dropped a fortune, bought rounds for everyone, even people he didn't know. Tens of bottles, passed around like business cards. It should have felt like a mistake, but it didn't. He was still laughing, still chasing whatever high the money gave him the night before. So he did it again. But the second night wasn't about fun. It was about trying to feel something. That's when the gambling takes over. He started gambling daily on Roulette, the crypto casino. One minute, he's in a Discord call bragging about a 5x multiplier, laughing with his crew, flexing like the king of the table. The next, he's slamming his keyboard mid-stream, watching everything crash down on live screen share. And when the stolen millions started running low, he got greedy, started taking cuts that weren't his. Didn't say a word, just rerouted the crypto straight into his Roulette wallet. The guy he got his panel from got angry and stopped Day 2's access, saying he won't give it back until he gives him his part of the stolen funds. But Day 2 didn't flinch. The car still turned on, the bottle girls still showed up, and the balance on Roulette still let him place bets. So why stop? He just kept going. Spending, gambling, burning through every dollar like it meant nothing, thinking he maybe got away with one of the biggest crypto heists until June 23rd, 2025, when ZachXBT dropped a bombshell on X. With the help of ZachXBT, authorities would have a clear picture forming. A small but ruthless social engineering ring, compromised wallets, and psychological manipulation to prey on unsuspecting victims. And yet, despite the mountain of digital evidence, Day 2 is still walking free. posting his lavish lifestyle on Instagram and searching for the next old guy to steal crypto from.